Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you tune in today. We are going to be learning about some very special shapes. Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Joyner, and I am so glad to see you today. We're going to be learning a lot today about some very special shapes. I want you to take a minute, and I want you to look up here at my friend. Can you tell what animal I made with some shapes? What do you think it looks like? You're right, it's a mouse. I see a square. We're going to talk about squares today, and I see some circles, and his head is in the shape of a triangle. So I'm going to move my little friend aside right now, and let's look at some of the shapes that we're going to learn about today. The first one I want to show you, you may know this one. This is a circle. And when I look at the circle, I don't see any sides and I don't see any corners. It looks like a big wheel that could roll and roll and roll. This is a rectangle. I do see some sides and some corners. A rectangle has 4 sides. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. It also has 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now something that's special about a rectangle, those 4 sides, 2 are long and 2 are short. Here are the 2 short sides on this rectangle, and here are the 2 long sides. My next friend is the square, and it kind of reminds me of this rectangle a little bit. It has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it has 4 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4. But what's special about that square, all those sides, they're exactly the same length, while my rectangle has 2 short and 2 long. My last shape I want to talk with you about is the triangle, and triangles are tricky. Any shape that has 3 sides is a triangle, and it doesn't even matter how long those sides are. 1, 2, 3, 3 sides, and it's going to have 3 corners. 1, 2, 3. Those are some of the shapes today, boys and girls, that we're going to see in a very special story that I'm going to read about shapes. The title of my story is Mouse Shapes. Now, at the beginning of our lesson today, I showed you a picture of a mouse that I made, 1 mouse, but in this story, there are 3 mice. And there's also an animal in this story that loves to chase mice. Can you think about what animal that is? What animal loves to chase mice? That's right, it's a cat. There's a cat in this story. I hope the mice escape from the cat. We're going to go ahead and start with our story. It is written by Ellen Walsh. She's the author, and it's entitled Mouse Shapes. She's one of my favorite authors. She's a good writer. There are 3 mice. 1, 2, 3. The mice were running from the cat. "Hurry," said Violet. "Let's hide in here," said Martin. "It looks like they're going to go hide in this pile of shapes." After a while, Fred said, "I think we lost him. I don't see the cat around." "Look, we've been hiding in shapes," said Violet. "We can make things with them. Here's a square and a triangle on top. It makes the perfect house for a little mouse." "A triangle and a rectangle make a tree," said Martin. "The circle is the sun." "But these triangles, they're different. Those are those tricky triangles we talked about," said Fred. "Triangles are tricky," said Violet. "But any shape with 3 sides is a triangle." Look at all of those different triangles. Each one looks a little bit different. Fred decided to put 2 circles on a rectangle. "It's a wagon for the little mouse in the house," he said. "2 diamonds make a book for the little mouse to read," said Violet. "Here's 1 oval, 2 circles, and 8 triangles," said Martin. "It's a fish." "Watch out, the cat likes fish," said Violet. "Hey, let's make the cat," said Fred. Violet put on the eyes and nose, and Fred stuck on the ears, and Martin added the teeth. "It looks just like the real cat," he said, "only better." Those look like sharp teeth with those corners of the triangle. Just then the cat pounced, and the mice ran away. I hope they get away. And they didn't come back until the cat was gone. "That cat's too sneaky," said Violet. "If only we were bigger." "I have an idea," said Fred. "I wonder what they're going to do." The clever mice got to work. Soon they made 3 big, scary mice. And they surprised the cat. And he does look surprised. I wonder what he'll do. There's his tail. The cat ran away fast. "What a scaredy cat," said Violet. "Now what can we make for the little mouse in the house?" "It's time for lunch," said Fred. "Let's make him some Swiss cheese. Mice love cheese." So they did. And there's our piece of Swiss cheese in a triangle. And Swiss cheese has little circles in it. I hope you enjoyed our story. Now, I want to show you a few pictures of some things that we saw in the story. In the story we just read, we saw a square and a triangle on top made a house. We also saw in our story that they used a rectangle and a triangle to make a tree. Then they used a circle to make a sun. Then they used some of those shapes to make a very scary cat. Here's the face of my cat. They use circles for his eyes. They use a triangle for his nose. And they use some pointy triangles for his teeth. And on top of his head, they gave him 2 ears in the shape of triangles. Those are some of the things that we saw in our story. Now I'm going to take these down. And I have some things that I want to show you. These are going to be some mystery pictures. And what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game. I'm going to put some shapes up here and I'm going to make a picture. And we're going to talk about what those shapes are. And then I want you to see if you can guess what I made. Are you ready? Here's my first one. I've got a red rectangle. That could be so many different things. Now on this rectangle, I'm going to put some circles. These are going to be windows. On this circle, my next shape is going to be a triangle. And I'm going to put the triangle right on top. And on the sides, I'm going to put 2 more triangles. Boys and girls, what do you think I made? You're right, it's a rocket. I made a rocket with a rectangle, 2 circles, and 3 triangles. Great job. Are you ready to do another one? Let me take my rocket down. Okay, let me think. I think I'm going to have to give you one that's a little bit harder. So I think I'm going to use some triangles this time because we know that triangles can be tricky. I'm going to start with a great big pink triangle. There it is with its 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, and its 3 corners, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm also going to add another triangle. Now, I'm going to put it right here. It's a little bit smaller, and I'm going to place it on top of the other triangle. Do you see an eye? All right, let's see what the next one is. I have 2 more triangles that I'm going to add. I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one right here. What do you think? What did I make with all those triangles? You're right. That's a fish. I made a fish with all those triangles. You are getting really good at this. I think I'm going to give you one more, and I'm going to make this the hardest one. So put on your thinking caps and get ready. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with a rectangle, and inside of my rectangle, I see a yellow square. It could be a door. It kind of looks like a door. Let me add something else. I'm going to add another rectangle to the front of it. That's interesting. I think I've seen that before. Wonder what this could be. It almost looks like a door with a table, and maybe that could be a little light. Let's see. Now I'm going to add a triangle to the very front. What do you think? Let's add some more. The last thing I'm going to add to my picture before we guess, I'm going to add 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. These circles are wheels, aren't they? Can you guess what I made with these shapes? You're right. I made a train engine. That's exactly right. I used these shapes to make a train engine. You guys are really smart, and you did a great job today working with our shapes. So when you're out playing and you're out taking walks and playing in your house, I want you to keep your eyes out for some of these shapes. The rectangle, the triangle, the circle, and the square. Thank you for coming today, boys and girls, and I can't wait to see you really soon. Have a good day. Bye.